Good morning, my name is Waddell. I am a sociology professor here at Fort Lewis College in the Sociology, Criminology, and Borderlands department. This is my first semester here on campus, and a fun fact about me is I was in the movie Forrest Gump. I was the last kid on the bus that said, "You can't sit here."
Can't sit here.
So I grew up in a very small town here in southwest Colorado named Norwood, Colorado, and I grew up in this county, San Miguel County, which has both Norwood and Telluride, Colorado within them. I spent the first 8 years of my life in Telluride, and then we moved to Norwood when I was 8. And one of the things that I noticed is there was, these real clear tensions between people from Telluride that were generally wealthy and better off, and people from Norwood who came from humbler backgrounds, working class backgrounds like my parents. Growing up, I had this, this kind of subconscious idea or this innate sense that, there were larger things behind those issues. And so those are some of the things that I really try and encourage students to think about through this project is the links between their individual lives and where they grew up and the things they experienced in their childhood with these larger social trends and larger issues that we see in our world today. So the inspiration for this project was to create a project that allows students to ask people in their home communities questions about the social issues and the different things that are affecting their communities and tie that into large data sets. That's what makes me passionate about sociology, and that's what makes me passionate about teaching at FLC, and it's certainly what kind of inspired this project.
I love being able to directly engage with my professors. I really care about the classes and the courses that I'm taking and the implications of those courses. So sociology and environmental studies, for example, I have really close connections with those professors, and if something is overwhelming me or if I'm having issues with the content, I'm able to speak directly with them, and I have a really close relationship with them. So this project was essentially using census data to understand a certain sociological problem. So we use census data. We also use academic articles, articles from The Conversation, and also we did a handful of interviews with people who had experience on the subject in order to understand the implications of a really complex sociological issue from our hometown. It inspired me to be able to understand the causes of suicide and also be able to see the solutions, because I understood what was going into the problem, so I could understand what potentially could end this problem. It was also inspiring to do the interviews. They were very personal to me. I interviewed my mother, someone I worked with previously. I interviewed the WellPAC coordinator here at Fort Lewis. And to be able to hear other people's stories about how suicide affected them was really touching for me. And it was really lovely to hear other people's stories. So I chose to focus on suicide because it's something that I have been affected by, and I've seen my friends be affected by it. It's something that's really close to me. So first of all, just being able to get away from such an emotional attachment and response to it and be able to see it in another light was really, really foundational for me and shifted how I understand suicide. And also through this data, I was able to understand what solutions could be in place because I understood the causes of suicide in my town, and I think that's incredibly liberating and inspiring to not just focus on the issue, but also focus on potential solutions.